Hey guys, Third Gen Devil here. How's it going? Sorry I don't have a shirt on. I mean, you can't see nothing, but I'm burning the fuck up. So, with that said, this is gonna be a wrestling vlog. It's gonna be my top 5 favorite matches of all time. I tried to do this a couple times, but my laptop's acting stupid, so I'm trying to fix it. Um, so with that said, let's go ahead and get right into it. My top 5 favorite matches. You gotta think, I've watched a ton of matches in my lifetime. So let's get this going. My number 5 match would have to be Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 19 for the WWE Championship. Now, when you think of Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle, those are two of the best pure athletes in wrestling, and I'll only mention they're two of the best wrestlers to ever really wrestle. And they had such a great feud, amazing competitors, and then it all went down at WrestleMania 19. And this match saw both wrestlers pull out all the stops, pull out amazing, breathtaking moments, especially the botched shooting star press by Lesnar. Now, a lot of people don't realize this. That used to be Brock Lesnar's finishing move, was the shooting star press when he was coming up in the developmental with the WWE, when he was actually tagging with Shelton Benjamin. And that was actually his finisher. I mean, a big motherfucker like that doing a shooting star press, And what had happened is they said the ropes had so much condensation from the heat, humidity, sweat, he slipped. And when he slipped, he couldn't rotate fast enough, and he basically landed on the top of his head, but he finished the match. And to give you the idea of it, those two went through a battle, injured, and they put on a hell of a match. And then Brock Lesnar ended up winning. And then they shook hands, embraced at the end. Just the perfect match ended with the best kind of sportsmanlike conduct. And then that's number 5. Number 4 would have to be Steve Austin versus Bret Hart, WrestleMania 13, in a submission match. Now, going into this, Bret Hart was the face and Steve Austin was the heel. Although he started getting a following because a lot of people liked his attitude. It was something different in the WWE. You didn't hear people say ass or beat the hell out of you, I don't give a damn, and drinking beer, doing the middle fingers and all that. You never really saw that. Well, then Bret Hart was the good guy, the technician, the hero type wrestler. And of course you had Ken Shamrock, who is a damn good MMA fighter, I'll give him that, as a special guest referee. This match was great. They set up one hell of a technical match, and a lot of people were real skeptic of how good it actually be because Stone Cold really didn't do submission matches. So you kind of be like, okay, he's going against Bret Hart, who's the master of the sharpshooter. Steve Austin, yeah, he did the $1 Million Dream as the ringmaster, but would he use that as Steve Austin? And he did, but Bret Hart ended up breaking it. Well, long story short, and it was also one of the iconic images of Austin in the sharpshooter, screaming and writhing in pain, blood everywhere, pouring down his face, everything like that. Ended up, he passed out, never tapped out, he passed out. And then all of a sudden, the end of that match saw the double turn. Bret started attacking Austin, started getting booed. Shamrock saved Austin. Bret was going to hit Austin, or hit Shamrock, and they booed him out of the ring, booed him out of the arena. And they were cheering Austin when Austin refused help, everything like that, and walked out on his own power. And Bret Hart later on cemented that heel thing when he got in the ring and started running his mouth in the championship match to Undertaker and Sid. So that was number 4. Number 3, Number 3, narrowing it down to 5 was pretty hard, but these 5 really set something in my head when it came to wrestling. Number 3 was WrestleMania 3. And I noticed there were a lot of WrestleManias, but this is the last WrestleMania match, to be honest with you. WrestleMania 3 wasn't Andre and Hogan. It was Macho Man Randy Savage and Ricky Dragon Steamboat for the Intercontinental title. Back in the day, the Intercontinental title meant a lot more to some people than the world title ever did. It had more of a richer, it had like its same history and I guess importance to a lot of people like WWF title at the time did. And then it didn't help that you had 2 of the best athletes at that time in the one match in the ring. And then you had Miss Elizabeth, and you had, of course, George Animal Steel outside causing shit. And, you know, it was just one of the best matches ever. One of the best matches ever. And, I mean, I could sit here and talk about that match all day, but I don't have to. So, that was my number 3. Macho Man Randy Savage, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, WrestleMania 3, IC title. Enough said. Go watch it if you have the WWE Network, or look it up on YouTube or something. Look it up. It's a hellacious match. All right, number 2. My number 2 match is kind of, you know, this is my opinion on this. The number 2 match would definitely have to be Ric Flair versus Sting on the last WCW Monday Nitro before it shut down because of the purchase from Vince McMahon. The reason why I say this match is because of the historic behind it, and it was a good match. You had 2 guys who had one of the longest feuds / relationships in the wrestling industry from the early 80s till 2001. Not many wrestlers can say they feuded with one person that long. And to keep up the feud. You know, and to see the 2 wrestlers that was WCW. Granted, Ric Flair went to the WWF in 90, at the end of 91, almost through all of 92, you know, as the champion and everything. It was, and if you really think about it, there was a lot of shit going on in WCW with Flair. That's why he left. But Ric Flair really is what WCW was. So is Sting. Sting never left. Sting never left there. So, because Sting was other places before WCW. And then he went to WCW, stayed there. Then you have Flair, who is basically the one that created WCW. And those 2, last match on Nitro, embracing everything, you have to give it credit. That was my number 2. My number 1 oh my god. My number 1 match. Man. Y'all might think I'm crazy and everything like that. But it's actually a Royal Rumble match. The 1992 Royal Rumble for the WWF title, which Flair won, was, to me, one of, if not the best Royal Rumble ever done. Because if you look at that Rumble, yeah, there's a few people here and there that was either upstarting or you didn't really know, but that was the who of who in the wrestling industry at that time. I mean, hell, you had Piper, you had British Bulldog, you had DiBiase, you had The Undertaker, you had Flair, you had Greg the Hammer, you had Hercules, you had Hulk Hogan, you had Sid Justice, you had Orndorff. I mean, Bob, you had a shit ton of fucking people in that match who were the big stars at the time, and Flair ended up winning. So then you revert back to everything, and that, I mean, he was the first person to ever come in at number 3 and win. He set the stone for entering early and winning the whole thing. Because before Hogan, it was like Hogan and Hacksaw had won the 3 Royal Rumbles before that. Hacksaw came in late. Then Hogan came in like between 25 and 28, I think his years. And then Flair comes in and oh, and Big John Studd. Sorry, almost forgot that for a minute. The 4 before that was won by late entrance. You know, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Big John Studd, Hulk Hogan, the 2 that he won back to back. And then you have Flair come in at number 3 and win the whole fucking thing. And then they set the stone for like people coming in early and winning, such as, you know, Shawn Michaels and Benoit, who entered number 1, won the whole damn thing, or Rey Mysterio, who entered number 2 and won. You know, it really set the stone that you don't have to enter late to win, because number 30 is only won twice, the same as number 1. So, you know, Flair really set the stone for that, and it was a hell of a Rumble. There's times I've watched that Rumble back to back to back to back just because I could, because it was just that damn good. The whole pay-per-view was good, but that match to me is the best Royal Rumble match ever put on by the WWF ever. So that's my top 5 matches. Let me know what y'all think. Comment below. Tell me about your top 5 favorite matches. And you get to see sexy third Jim with no shirt. And all my hair and everything. I know it's kind of sick, but you know, fat man's hot, so I gotta kind of do that. So, with that said, like I said, comment below. Tell me what your top 5 favorite matches are. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. I'm gonna sit down. I'm actually gonna sit down and figure out my top 5 that I'm gonna do every day until I can't think of no more. So, love you guys. Thank you for watching. And as I always say, Third Gen says, rock on.